Jesus freak here. One thing I'll say about the variations in text types. Now, I don't really think there's so much as three different text types as much as, different manuscripts just messed up in different ways. Generally, the Bible is held together through redundancy checks. That's why Deuteronomy exists. That's why the First and Second Chronicles exist. That's why Second Kings repeats pieces of Isaiah and Jeremiah. It's why we have four Gospels. It's a redundancy check. And if you put together the various witnesses to the text, it's kind of like a puzzle. You might have one that's missing a few pieces and find another copy. There's some places where the manuscripts found in the Eastern Church missing a word here or there, and you'll find proof in the West, or vice versa. There are some places that obviously were made up in Latin. You'll find no manuscript support outside the Vulgate. There's other places where the Vulgate might have something that the standard Byzantine type doesn't, like Acts 8:37, and there is actually Greek manuscript support for it. There's places where fragments of manuscripts in Hebrew have confirmed that a reading people thought was made up by the uh, Christians transmitting the Greek Old Testament was actually originally written in Hebrew. There's places where First and Second Chronicles correct dropouts in First and Second Samuel. The whole, oh, Goliath, who killed Goliath? Any of these questions are over usually a letter or two here and there. And if someone says, oh, this was lost, this was, dropped out, well, not really, because it's still there. It's just not everywhere it was probably meant to be, but it's still there. People comment about how I think it was Luke loses the line for the Son of Man and came to seek and save the lost, and it's still in Matthew. There's a redundancy check. And with everything in order, we can know what dropped out and we can compensate. The King James translators did it. Their Greek text was missing part of, I think it was 1 John 2:23, but they knew it was supposed to be there. They put it in. I'm I'm not going to say, one Greek text is be all and end all. I mean, obviously, the Westcott and Hort text is screwed up. The Nestle-Aland text is screwed up. If you see what I think is proper text, it's going to be even longer than the Textus Receptus. The Greek Church didn't officially accept the Comma Johanneum until 1904. But when they sent someone to edit the text for them, they said, put the verse in. And he did. Just like Erasmus, he had his qualms about it, but he put it in because he was told to. Honestly, I'd rather err on the side of having an extra line here or an extra half a verse here. I mean, no, I'm not going to include Tobit and Judith. Those are obviously ox manure. But for example, we'll have a couple tweaks to Deuteronomy 32 based on evidence at Qumran that supports the Septuagint reading in Hebrew. I'm fine with that. Of course, I don't think there's anything wrong with the reading as it stands either. We got to be able to go up to our newcomers, take this just as it stands and say, look, this is all you need. It is all you need. Anything I'm talking about is just picking nits. If you were to say, what do I think the established text would read? If I were to go through, look through the tradition and say, I'm going to read the text this way. If you thought the 95% of agreement between Nestle-Aland and Textus Receptus was a surprisingly high number, you didn't see nothing. Jesus freak out.